guys, I'm here to do a video on some recommendations for Valentine's Day. I don't have a great deal of romance books that I've actually read and kept. I do tend to give a lot away, or a lot of them are library books. And so I've just picked a few off my shelf. I believe 3 are adult and 3 are YA. I'm also going to quickly recommend that you check out Blind Date Checkmate by Veronica Blade, which is a short story about 100 pages, which I have a review up on Brewing Teabag's channel, and Deb, I believe, has one too, or on her channel as well, so you can check that out. I think the story itself is 99 cents. Wonderful. If you're looking for something very short to read, just something, to theme it and enjoy over a cup of tea, or an afternoon read or something like that, if you're a fast reader, that is. It took me a while because I'm just so slow sometimes. Definitely check that out. I would also recommend The Last Rising, which is the first in the Phoenix Curse series by Rachel Firazat. I think that's how you pronounce her name. I have a review on Amazon and a link on Goodreads. I also have the review on my blog for that book. That is a fantastic book, lots of romantic elements in it, as well as some Egyptian mythology. That's again roughly about 100 pages or so, and it's just a fantastic book. I can't recommend that enough. Okay, so the books that I have just picked out at random, really, to show you guys, and a lot of these you guys have already read too, or thinking about reading, so I tried to think of books that wouldn't be so obvious, but I'm having a hard time trying to go through my bookshelves at the moment because they're all over the place. So the first book, of course, if you have not read it, or if you are looking for something to read that you already have read and want to be provoked again to read it, is Anna and the French Kiss by Stephanie Perkins. Perfect romantic book. I really enjoyed this book. Again, you can find my reviews on Goodreads or my blog, but really I don't think I need to tell too much about this book, because I think this has been going around so much in the past year that it just doesn't need explaining. It doesn't need me to tell you guys how good it is. But I think if you are wanting to just have a really great day and just sit back and read and relax and laugh and cry and just have a really good time, then definitely Anna and the French Kiss by Stephanie Perkins. If you are into paranormal, urban fantasy, adult books, then I definitely would recommend that you read J.R. Ward's Dark Lover. This is the first book in the Black Dagger Brotherhood series, and it is an old one, but it is really, it's not just about the love between a man and a woman, it is also about the kinship between the brotherhood and what the relationships mean between the men involved. And they don't outwardly say that they love each other, but that from their commitment and their bond and things like that, that they are brothers and that they would do anything for each other. And it starts off really, really fantastic. I believe, I haven't read this book in a long time, but I believe it starts out in a club, and one of my favorite openings are books that start in clubs. I just think it's really cool. I like that sort of stuff. So I would definitely recommend this. I will just quickly read the back for you. It says, in the shadows of the night in Caldwell, New York, there's a deadly turf war going on between vampires and their slayers. There exists a secret band of brothers like no other. 6 vampire warriors who are defenders of their race, yet none of them relishes killing more than Wraith, the blind leader of the Black Dagger Brotherhood. Now, he is blind, and it took, funnily enough, I don't know why it didn't process this, but he's actually blind, like he cannot see blind, and I don't know what I thought, and I got partway through the novel and I'm like, oh my god, he's blind! And it says it on the back, so I'm very slow. But this one says, the only pure blood vampire the only purebred vampire left on Earth, Wraith has a score to settle with the Slayers who murdered his parents centuries ago. But when one of his most trusted fighters is killed, leaving his half-breed daughter unaware of his existence or fate, Wraith must usher her into the world of the undead and a world beyond her wildest dreams. I tend to read like I skip words and then I have to go back. It's just what my brain does. But yep, definitely check this out. It's not a really it's not a conquerable book. It's just under 300, I believe, or 400. Yeah, pretty much under 400, and the words are pretty small, but definitely check it out. Wonderful book to read. And then we have a sort of, I would call this a sort of a chick lit, and this is not so much about, you know, falling in love as much as learning about each other and, you know, compromise, and you know when you're like together for a long time and then things change or your thoughts change. And in this particular instance, it is Adele Park's Men I've Loved Before. They're a couple that is quite happily together. They have been married for a number of years. They have, you know, a great house, everything like that. And then one day, the man decides that he would like to start a family, and they have agreed before they were married that they were not going to have any kids. So it's a really interesting story. It's not exactly one of my favourite stories, I don't think, but I do believe that I'll probably have to read this again to sort of absorb it a little bit more. It is funny in some places, it's sad in some places. Other times it sort of is a bit slow, but if you like that kind of thing, it's quite alright. But definitely one to pick up if you haven't tried Adele Parks before. I really enjoyed it, I really did. And it's got very, depending on what book you get, it's just under 400 too, and the font's pretty good, so. Another adult book, the last one I'm going to show you, is The Sugar Queen by Sarah Addison Allen. Could not go without showing you a Sarah Addison Allen book, and I think this is one of my favourites of hers. And this one is, again, about the relationship between families, friends, and, you know, the love for yourself, and, you know, not so much is going in search of a true love, just letting the world find you. And it's got a lot of magical elements to it, not in the like Harry Potter sense, but sort of whimsical, and it's just a really, really beautiful read. And I almost cried. I love this book, and thinking about it just makes me want to read it all over again. And there is a bit of mystery to it too, so if you like that kind of chick lit with a little bit of mystery, then you'll really, really enjoy this book. I would recommend any Sarah Addison Allen books. She's just amazing. I love her so much. One that I would definitely recommend for Valentine's Day is The Statistical Probability of Love at First Sight by Jennifer E. Smith. This is a 2012 contemporary release. I think it's by Headline Publishing. This is a nice short one again, just under 200 or over 200. Just over 200 pages, and it takes place in a 24-hour span. It's a YA book, so it features 2 young adults, but it also revolves around family and love as well, and sort of you get a bit of her past, the main character's past, and you get a bit of Oliver's past, which is a love interest. And it's just a really, really good book to sit down and enjoy. Again, like on a weekend, or if you've got a day off or something like that, and you just want to read something with romance in it. I honestly would recommend this if you are high on romance. If you're not the kind of person who likes reading, like you like your romance to span over several books, then I probably wouldn't suggest it. But if you are a believer in, you know, that connection that people have, then I definitely would recommend it. I gave it 5 stars, I believe. So yeah. And lastly, I thought I would do a quick sort of reviewy sort of thing with this one. And promote it, I guess. It's Chopsticks by Jessica Anthony and Rodrigo Corral. I love this book. It took me an hour to read, which isn't surprising considering what the medium it is in, but I really, really love this book. I gave it 5 stars, and it has pictures. It's told through pictures, and I thought that it would be like really hard to talk about. I didn't know how to review something like this or talk about something like this, but it's something new and something fresh, and it's really actually quite gripping, and the mystery behind it all is enthralling. And the relationship between Frank and Grace is just beautiful. It's just so raw and unique, and not so much the relationship that's unique, but the story that's told and the way it's told is unique to me. Of course, like, it's a love story, but it's also more than that. It's kind of tragic at the same time, and the end is really up to your own perspective and perception, rather. You really have to read this book. I really would recommend you read this in February and pick it up, because again, it is a 2012 contemporary release. It was released in February the 2nd, I think, on February the 2nd, and it, like I said, it's just beautiful. I loved it. I really did, and I would love to read it again. I mean, I know what it's about, but I just like looking at the pictures and reading the texts, and it's just stunning. So I think they did an absolutely fabulous job with this book. And I can't get the song, that Chopsticks song, out of my head. I believe there's going to be like a soundtrack or something to go with this, but there's also little papers with soundtracks on them as well throughout this book, and things like that. So it's really, really good, and I definitely recommend, if you're looking for something to read around the Valentine's Day area time thing, definitely check out Chopsticks. So those are my pretty much on-hand references to and recommendations for you for Valentine's Day. I won't be reading too much, I don't think. I was going to read Struck, the first book in the Struck wind-up, but I just don't think I have the mentality at the moment. I have too many books going on at once and too many I need to read. So I'm probably just going to pick up a short story or novella and read it off my Kindle. Yeah. And probably watch some chick flick movies. I really want to watch P.S. I Love You. I picked it up from the library the other day, but I really love that movie, so I'm going to probably watch that, because that's just a perfect kind of movie I want to watch on Valentine's Day. I have that day off, and I also have Thursday off, so I don't have to work this week, so that's cool. Time for more videos, and hopefully more reading, actually. I'd rather stay off the internet for a while, but I can't promise that. So yeah. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope this was helpful. Bye guys.